94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott's initial diagnosis, according to reports, is a partial avulsion of his hamstring tendon, which partially tore part of the bone off, which typically takes more than 4-week recovery. Prescott is seeking other opinions. Cowboys pass rusher Micah Parsons is nearing a return to play as he practiced today in a limited fashion, while Aaron Wilson reports that Nico Collins close to a return for the Texans.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous, I don't think.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Dave? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that is on 94.1 on your FM dial. If you happen to be listening at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching on our YouTube channel, because we stream all of our shows live on YouTube, just go to YouTube, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show. All the Freds are already up in the bullpen. And, of course, you feel free to call into the show, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. A lot to get into today with the Dallas Cowboys, the San Antonio Spurs. Nico Collins may be close to a return. Dak Prescott's injury seems even a lot worse than we may have thought it initially would have been. But we start early this morning on the morning huddle because there was a trade that happened yesterday, right before the deadline, early in the morning. Jerry alluded to the trade on his radio show, and AJ Hoffman did something that made me laugh out loud, and at the same time, I was a little bit taken aback that Rob didn't get the reference, which is fine, but then seems to denigrate the movie of the reference he makes when they talk about the Cowboys' new acquisition of Jonathan Mingo.
Very important. So was it about Jonathan Mingo?
I was trying to find his last legitimate catch.
It was at Ole Miss.
It was at Ole Miss some 3 years ago. Is that what I'm doing? By my math?
Why, Johnny Mingo?
Look like some Mingo family.
You look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Kin to Barcavius.
Fight's not with you, Holiday. I'm a Cowboy now. I beg to differ. Started a game we never finished. For blood, if I recall. I think that's how it goes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Is that what quote from what?
From Tombstone? Johnny Ringo? You don't remember Johnny Ringo?
Which guy was Johnny Ringo?
Johnny Ringo's the guy that
I need to know the actor.
I don't know his name, but Doc Holliday says, "I'm your Huckleberry."
Well, that's okay.
And they're supposed to have a shoot, and then they do have a shootout.
Was that Dennis Quaid?
No.
That was Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, yeah.
See, there's a couple of those Wyatt Earp movies. So
yeah.
Val Kilmer, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yes.
All right.
But
that wasn't him that said that.
Johnny Ringo.
Who was Johnny Ringo?
He was one of the main bad guys.
Oh, bad guy. That sounds like okay.
So now I'm just calling Jonathan Mingo. I'm going to call him Johnny Mingo.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to him like I'm Doc Holliday.
That movie did come out like 30 years ago. I don't think Johnny Mingo has any idea.
Everybody knows Tombstone except you.
I don't think so. I'm just saying.
Everybody except you knows Tombstone.
I like to think I know movies, and I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't get it, but now I know, and I will do my due diligence. I'm sorry.
Am I like that? Can't be in my mind that Tombstone's like a highly quotable movie.
Well,
on the Brigade Bar, I need some feedback. Is Tombstone still quotable even 30 years after its
Was
release.
it like the Huckleberry I got? I'm with you. That carried on.
Well, that's who he was talking to, Johnny Ringo.
But that was the only part that I remember. And Ringo didn't say it. It was Doc Holliday that said, "I'm your Huckleberry."
Fight's not with you, Holiday.
That was Johnny Ringo talking.
Yeah. And he said, I beg to differ.
And who said that?
That's Doc Holliday again. When I talk like that, when I talk like Foghorn Leghorn, I'm being Doc Holliday.
Okay.
I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we never got to finish. For blood, I believe. Because earlier in the movie, Johnny Ringo says, I played for blood.
So I'm still trying to figure out who Johnny Ringo is.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Pledger, greatest movie and quotable lines in cinema.
What? Then you need to.
B. Castaneda, Michael Behan is Johnny Ringo. Rin, I'm one of the guys who watches Tombstone every time I see it on television. Alexandra, I know Tombstone and know you were quoting it, AJ. Hunter Hitch says, you tell him I'm coming and hell's coming with me. Everybody's quoting Tombstone.
That one I didn't know. But I was giving that one to the other one.
All right.
Did they use that quote in both movies?
I don't think so. I think that Wyatt Earp movie sucks compared to Tombstone.
Well, evidently Johnny Ringo's a real dude.
Yeah, Doc Holliday was a real dude.
Well, I knew that, but I thought they'd made up characters. But there was, in fact, a Johnny Ringo.
Well, now
he is considered was the worst Wild West outlaw you never heard of. Once shot a man for snoring too loud.
Well, now we got Johnny Mingo, worst wide receiver this side of the Mississippi.
The look and feel of the old West.
We started a game we never got to finish. That's because you could never score a touchdown, Johnny Mingo. That's right. Got to catch the ball to score a touchdown, Johnny. All right. B. Castaneda, Tombstone still elite. Yeah.
All right. I'll have to go back and rewatch.
Oh, classic. 1993, maybe 92. 93, I believe. Johnny Mingo.
You were a child.
I was, and I still
didn't see it.
I've seen that movie probably a dozen times. It's one of the greatest movies ever.
Warped you.
No, man, it's good. That's a good ass movie. We get some winners there, Vic. What do we got? Okay. I don't like
Johnny Ringo was a TV series.
I don't like you to type it like that. That's hard. Like I didn't know if it was Gilbert David but now I see it's Gilbert Moreno and David Garcia are the winners.
Yeah, that's my fault.
This like a law firm.
Yeah, I can't
Gilbert,
see the
David Moreno, and Garcia.
Yeah, that's a tough way to read it. Yeah.
My fault.
But that's all right. Gilbert Moreno and David Garcia. You guys, congratulations. You're going to see Veer Dawes. What a time it's going to be. What a time. All right. Yeah, almost every line's quotable. Worth every rewatch. I don't know how you
I'm not
honestly,
trying to
people
defame the movie.
People are embarrassed for
there
you.
There were two movies. I watched them both. I didn't know which of the two was quoted because you had your Val Kilmer Doc Holliday, and then you had Dennis Quaid Doc Holliday, and they played them different, though they might have said the same thing.
No, people are embarrassed for you on.
Well, I'm glad they're embarrassed for me.
They feel sad for you.
They should.
Like,
no, I'm not. I'm not going to elevate Tombstone any higher than it needs to be elevated. It was a good movie.
You can't elevate it anymore because it's God tier.
Good. It was good. It wasn't great.
Wow. That's you.
I mean, it was.
You
good.
have some crappy opinions.
These are correct opinions. You can grade them however you like. And if you're going to tell me a 1993 Tombstone is still one of the greats ever made,
yes.
I don't know. Not even in the top 5. Anybody that starred in it.
I don't even know if what's worse, your opinion on Tombstone or the fact that you think Will Levis is a good sports player.
Will Levis is a fine mayonnaise spokesman, and I will stand by that to the end. The Hellmans have been flying off flying off. I mean, what are we after here? And if we're quoting Tombstone,
everyone quotes Tombstone.
Not everyone.
Everyone but you.
I don't think that myself and a couple of dudes in the Brigade bar are really going to.
I want you to ask your dad about Johnny Ringo.
I can assure you, I know the answer to that one.
Or ask your brother.
Although Johnny Ringo, it turns out, was a TV series too. Ex-gunfighter Johnny Ringo is now the sheriff of a small western town.
Wow.
He kept the peace with his girl Laura Thomas and his deputy Cully.
Well, in Tombstone, he played a game for blood with Doc Holliday, and he lost. Even though Holliday was a lunger, still got him. All right.
Making fun of the sick.
Well, I'm not.
That's
That's what
him a lunger.
That's what Johnny Ringo called him.
A lunger.
A
Is that what they
lunger.
called the guys with TB?
Yeah, you're a lunger.
One more reason to just like this movie.
What? Come on. Oh, are you tuberculosis sensitive?
I care for the coughing.
I've had battles in my family.
I
with
care for the
TB.
coughing. I take care of the rabbit and the coughing.
If I were Johnny, if
I
you
think
meet
you need a
Johnny
home.
Mingo, he's going to call you a lunger the way you
Johnny Ringo, right?
No, Johnny Mingo now. Johnny Ringo's dead. Johnny Mingo plays for the Cowboys.
They're all the same. Both are about equal in my mind.
That's
Both
right.
have both equal effect on my life.
True story. True story. 100% true. Johnny Ringo, the Old West gunfighter, has the same amount of career touchdown catches as Jonathan Mingo, the NFL wide receiver.
Both of equal importance.
Who would have thought that would be the case?
And both matter to me about the same.
And in fact, Jonathan Mingo has lost more fumbles in his career than Johnny Ringo.
Who has the best tuberculosis?
Neither one of them had tuberculosis, but Johnny Ringo was killed by a man with tuberculosis.
Oh, he got killed. Small town sheriff.
That movie or that TV show is bunk. That's nonsense.
Oh man, Albert Lopez said that right there was the time I finally accepted AJ. I know Rob is old, but damn. Alex Valenzuela says, I've never seen Tombstone, but even I know those iconic lines. A lot of love for Tombstone in the bullpen. Miguel Martinez says Tombstone over Wyatt Earp. Agreed. That is one of the greatest Westerns in my mind, period. As Michael would say, point blank, period. I love the movie Tombstone. Is eminently quotable, and I am now on board with AJ. And until he proves his value, Jonathan Mingo is now Johnny Mingo. This is Extra Innings with Pledge. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. And part of the iconicness of that is just the cast itself. I mean, you got Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Kurt Russell, Bill Paxton's in it. It's such a great cast in that movie. And even the lesser known characters like the Johnny Ringo and the head of the Cowboys, like they're fantastic in their roles as well. The cup twirling scene at the poker table. And this may be Val Kilmer's greatest performance when he did Doc Holliday. That was just such a great and eminently quotable movie all the way through. And I hear some people say it's really long, but man, that is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I'm not afraid to admit that. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. That's not all that was going on with the Cowboys, though, because they got a new starting quarterback. But are they going to the right one? The Blitz earlier today talked about why not turn to Trey Lance in some way, shape, or fashion. We'll get into that next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music. news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-299-1058. 800-299-1058. Again, that's 800-299-1058. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
Hey guys, it's AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Guys, excited to tell you about my friends over at SA Card House. They're located right off of 281 at Bitters, and this is the best card house in all of San Antonio. This is a premier poker experience. I got used to playing online in Vegas, and then every once in a while I'd go out, I'd get in the casino and play cards. I'm so excited to be back in a place where I can get my hands on the cards, sit down at the table, feel the feel of the table, feel those chips. You gotta love it. This is a private social club. They're open 7 days a week, and they're open all hours of the night. So you get whatever hours you're working, you get off work, you want to go play some poker, great. You work in the mornings, you want to play in the afternoon, great, like me. It's a great time, great atmosphere, a clean place, which is a big deal for me, and they welcome every skill level. On top of that, they've got a bar and grill, Foster's Bar and Grill attached. You don't have to be a member to dine. 5-star chefs on hand with nightly specials. The food is incredible. Check them out and check them out online, sacardhouse.com.
When you're injured in an accident, you shouldn't have to face it alone. At Thomas J. Henry, your fight is our fight. You will have a dedicated legal team fighting for your best interest every step of the way. We've given over $1 billion to our clients in just the past 4 years and have earned more than 12,000 5-star reviews on Google. Trust the firm that fights for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I'm James Pledger. You can follow me on Instagram, X, everything at I Am Pledger. Be sure to follow the station at SA Sports Star. Ben Brasino, Powers Booth, was the leader of the Cowboys. Thank you for that. It's just an iconic movie. And I was a little bit disappointed in Rob this morning, not gonna lie. Much like most Cowboy fans are in the Dallas Cowboys. Not only did they give up a 4th-round pick for Johnny Mingo, but they also gave up a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance. And we're at the point of the season where Dak Prescott, according to reports, suffered a avulsion of his hamstring, which tendon rips off the bone and takes a piece of the bone with it. That's an avulsion fracture. Typically takes more than 4 weeks. Prescott is seeking other opinions why he hadn't been placed on IR yet. But with that news, there's been a lot of speculation of whether or not, Cooper Rush, sure, he gives you the best chance to win. But why not at least find out what you have in Trey Lance during a lost season? And maybe at some point they do turn that page. But even with Cooper Rush, in order to spark something, why not have packages of plays for him that are specific to him? Maybe 2, 3, 4 plays a game, use his ability to run, and then also maybe be able to catch them off guard by letting him throw out of some of those. But it's an interesting conversation as to how they should approach the rest of the season now between Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. And the Blitz with Jason and Joe earlier today had a great conversation about what McCarthy said versus how they should actually handle this.
You look at what the Cowboys are facing now in this lost season. And I think what's more frustrating about this Cowboys season is we all saw it coming. We talked about it for months, the inactivity in the offseason. And it doesn't feel like it had to be this way. It doesn't. It felt like it could have been so much different if Jerry would have done some simple things early, right? I mean, when you're dealing with a bad team and a bad roster, right? And you're looking for that incremental growth. But we knew this year this team wasn't going to be near as good. I don't know that most of us realized or thought they would be as bad as they've been, but we knew it wasn't going to be a great season. And then you take that, now you got a hurt quarterback in Dak Prescott. So what's bad is likely to get worse. Although, boy, everybody wants to point out that Cooper Rush went 4-1 the last time Dak got hurt.
He did. Sure did.
He did.
And the one was the last game he played. He won 4 in a row.
He did.
Right off the bat.
He is a capable, game-ready backup quarterback.
Yes, he is.
But a couple of years ago when he got thrust into action, he had a run game, had a better offensive line, and a damn good defense. But Mike McCarthy, man, he was trying to make something out of that 4-1 record from 2022.
Well, I mean, you take a lot. I mean, it's, I was in the room in those years. So, but, I think the biggest thing is, what you established this year. I mean, it's, every year is different. You're evolving your offense. You're doing different things. We go back to 2020. It was a system that we kept because of Dak Prescott. So whatever system you're in, or a combination of systems, ever how you want to phrase it, you're always trying to move the needle and do variations. And the point I'm making is, the best thing about it is Cooper's always been here for that. So he knows the beginning. He knows the foundation of why we stayed with the things we stayed with and how we're trying to evolve them and so forth. So, and I think someone that's probably even more important is Scotty Tolzien. Scott's always been there in the room as an assistant coach too. So, and that quarterback coach and quarterback relationship is vital. It's vital to this process, and we definitely have that with Cooper and Trey and Dak.
Look, I think McCarthy's going to, for lack of a better word, dumb the offense down a little bit. And for once, they may try to establish a running game. I mean, for real, and not just talk about it, because that would help Cooper Rush out tremendously. But I think some dinks and dunks and having Cooper Rush get the football out quickly is going to be something that they're going to try to do this Sunday.
Because there is a chance, again, according to ESPN Analytics, a 3% chance at making the playoffs. I don't know what chances we'll actually see of Trey Lance. Because at this point, I would just go straight to Trey Lance. See what you have. See what you have. Chances are you're going to lose, although Cooper Rush does give them the best chance to win. And as long as you have that 3% chance, Mike McCarthy said he's not going to cave into the pressure of trying to play Trey Lance.
No, I don't want to throw it all to the side that you can't. I mean, he takes all the look team reps. I mean, he's great in the room. I'm high on Trey Lance. He's he played in a different system in college, went to a little bit of a different system, particularly just take the footwork of, what we're teaching in past games different. So he kind of had to start new there. So there's a lot there to work with. And I do enjoy working with him. I'm very, very fond of him. I love his approach, and he's just young and needs an opportunity to play. So, but it's in season. We're competing to win games, and Cooper Rush he's up next.
He's up next. Look, what I don't want to hand the keys over to Trey Lance today, because they do still have an opportunity, and I guarantee you those players in there, Indy Kalu even told us that, they think that they still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. You throw Trey Lance in there, then you're telling everybody the white flag is up and we're all done. But I do see a scenario where with a play or two or three, you put in Trey Lance and you do something different, Mike McCarthy. Use your imagination and put the kid in.
Yeah, I mean, let's be practical here. I mean, I think you have to. I mean, Cooper, it's his opportunity. So, and you're starting to get to a point in November, and then obviously with us always playing a Thanksgiving Day game. And the only reason I'm bringing it up because I was working on it Monday morning is you start to adjust your schedule. You got to start starting to cut back here in about a week or two. So it's important not only for Cooper, but it's important for this team to get these padded full practices in. We're in a full 7-day stretch. So not only does Cooper need to get ready to play, but we got some Micah needs to get ready to play. I mean, we need to practice the right way. I mean, I come in here every week and talk about the importance of the continuity and continue to continue to stay, to get that connection that you need with all these guys. So, and that's very, very evident for Cooper, at the starting quarterback position.
I have no idea what the hell he just said there. What does Thanksgiving have to do with anything? With this Sunday? Is this Sunday Thanksgiving?
No.
It has nothing to do with anything.
No, but it's the number of padded practices you have, and they're going to get in that Thanksgiving schedule in a couple of weeks, and that's what he was working on Monday morning for whatever reason. And there's just not enough time to get Trey Lance ready, is what I'm hearing there is, we got to get Cooper together. Well, this Trey Lance, I'm fond of him. What an interesting choice of terms. He's good in the room. He brings breakfast sandwiches.
You understand what I'm talking about, right? It doesn't have to be a series.
I know.
One play. There's got to be something you could do with a Trey Lance that might confuse the Eagles a little bit. You get in Trey Lance and maybe run a sweep or maybe a run pass option, something to that effect that Cooper Rush can't do, but Trey Lance can. I mean, there's got to be use your imagination, Mike McCarthy.
You think I'm an idiot?
Well, he can't use his imagination right now. He's already on the Thanksgiving schedule.
Exactly.
I know.
Because that's the game he thinks they can win. They play the Giants, for God's sake.
Well, I mean, there's some truth there. I mean, you might be onto something.
Exactly.
Yes. What game can I win here? There's my focus right there.
Is.
I mean, unless Danny DeVito is quarterbacking by then because they've decided to bench Daniel Jones. Tommy? Yeah. Whatever. Well, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of those very bizarre things, right? That there's only so much practice time, and I get that he doesn't want to spend any of that practice time in season developing Trey Lance. He's fond of him. Very nice guy, very polite in the meeting room, picks up his trash, I'm sure, brings breakfast. What did he call him? The scout look offense or whatever? The other team, he used the term, I'm guessing scout team. Although there was a different term in there. But yeah, there's no desire to get this kid ready to go. There's no desire to put him in the game. And I think back and Pledge, I'm asking the impossible, so I'm not even asking. But let's go back and think about what Mike McCarthy told us. Remember back in the day when there was no morning show on this station, and Rob and I would wake up early and do breakfast blitz because Mike McCarthy would call in on Friday morning, and his reactions to having to play Ben DiNucci in an NFL game. I think he was disgusted that was on his record.
Was he fond of DiNucci?
He talked all how nice he was.
Yeah.
Made cool hats.
Good in the room.
Good in the room.
Yeah, okay.
Loved when we sent breakfast tacos. Would even wear the T-shirt that the taco guy took over there to practice. I mean, DiNucci, but he was awful on the field. and everything I hear Mike McCarthy say about Trey Lance reminds me of what he said back then about DiNucci. And then DiNucci got into a game. And it might have been the worst quarterbacking play we've ever seen in the National Football League. It might have been worse than that. So when you look at that, at least for the Dallas Cowboys, and they've had some doozies through the years, I think he's just fearful of that. He'd rather go Cooper Rush. If something happened to Cooper, it's going to be Wildcat, I don't know,
CD Lamb,
Josh Ball. let a defensive lineman run the ball. Let an offensive lineman run the ball. But that kid is not playing quarterback under my name.
Well, I tell you what, and I guess I can understand that. His butt's on the line, although unless he, wins out, he's fired anyway. So I don't get it. I just think it'd be a perfect opportunity. This is a perfect opportunity to get Trey Lance involved in some way, some form or fashion. 1, 2, 5 plays in the entire game. That's it. But something that might confuse the Eagles and at least give them something to think about. And maybe he's going to do it. And he just doesn't want to tell everybody. But I mean, you've got an athlete there. If he's not a very good quarterback, fine. But the kid is an athlete.
He is.
He can run and he can do some things. And I think it's a perfect opportunity to get in the lab and design something for him.
The light bulb has gone off.
Uh-oh.
The light bulb has gone off.
Where?
With CeeDee Lamb dealing with the AC joint injury.
Uh-huh.
Every run play for CeeDee Lamb put in Trey Lance.
Fine. Perfect. Even if you don't use him, put him out there. Make the Eagles think you're going to use him and do something else.
All right, you're the defensive coordinator of the Eagles. You see Trey Lance walk on the field.
Uh-huh.
Are you scared?
Well, it gives me something to think about.
Are you?
I would be worried about his legs. I'm not worried about him under center and playing quarterback.
Okay.
But if there's something, you got to figure something's up. If Trey Lance is in the game, he's not going to throw the football, but, the kid can run.
He can run. And again, I'm thinking, well, there's a decoy. Don't worry about that. Now it's 11 on 10. Thank you, Mike McCarthy.
Well, then use the kid.
I'm all for it at this point in the year.
I mean, seriously.
Done. They're done. You spend a 4th-round pick on the guy. Give him some experience and let him go somewhere else and make some money and get nothing in return because that's what Jerry Jones does.
Look, I will say this as it pertains to Trey Lance. Yeah, you want to see what you got out of him because you spent a 4th-round pick on him. Or he continues not to play. The last thing anybody remembers was the 4-interception game in the preseason. Jerry's able to re-sign him on the cheap, continued development of him. And maybe you strike and find something at some point with him. Because if he goes, it's going to be dirt cheap somewhere. Might as well re-sign him dirt cheap because if you give him a chance to flash in the regular season, his price tag goes up and therefore probably out of the Cowboys price range. This is Extra Innings with Pledge. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. San Antonio Spurs, they've got the Rockets tonight. That is coming up shortly here at the top of the hour. But they've lost a major piece, or what looks to be a major piece to this early part of the season. That has been the emergence of Jeremy Sohan. How does that affect San Antonio moving forward? Guys from the Morning Huddle discussed it earlier this morning right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Be sure to check them out, 6 to 10. We'll hear from AJ and Rob coming up next right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while you're watching sports. They've got all your favorite leagues, teams, and stars to choose from. You think Dak is going to have higher or lower yards than his stat coming up in this game? You can make money off that opinion at Underdog. Create entries with football, basketball, mix and match. You can do it all. They've even got college sports as well. I've been playing a lot of those college props. I think there is some money to be made in those deals. This week on Underdog, I'm looking at the Spurs. I'm going Wemby to go over on his rebounds. And guys, again, every sport is available on here. It's a blast, and it just makes the games more interesting. This season, they're running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, discounts, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player has to get higher than a half a point to get the win. All new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with the promo code Alamo, deposit now, and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash immediately. That's promo code Alamo. Must be 18 or older. Present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue, the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, is now taking orders for Thanksgiving smoked turkeys and holiday parties. Hurry, their whole smoked turkeys sell out every year. Order a freshly smoked, perfectly seasoned turkey and add their delicious side dishes for your best Thanksgiving dinner ever. Having a holiday party? Let Smoky Moe's bring the food. Choose from their classic Texas barbecue to their special holiday catering menu. Order now at SmokyMoe'sBBQ.com or call a Smoky Moe's near you. Smoky Moe's, the pit is lit.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
George gets justice. Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or two half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Ready to kick off your holiday shopping early? Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is here with up to 40% off the best gifts for everyone on your list, even you. Snag $15 cleansers from over 20 brands like Tula and Philosophy, plus $10 minis from brands like MAC and Urban Decay that deliver big joy in little packages. And don't miss 40% off select YSL and Armani fragrances. New offers drop every week, so head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary. This is Jim Rome, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I appreciate all y'all for riding along with me tonight. Take you up to 7 o'clock. True Show says with Shohan out, Victor has to play more inside and take less threes. Not necessarily a bad thing if Wemby's all he's supposed to be after a few games. Shouldn't it be a net gain? Especially if Devin comes back into the starting lineup to apply his defensive potential. Look, Wemby is who he is. He's not an inside back to your basket. He's fluid. He's going to play from the outside. He's going to jack some threes. He's not gonna bang against a Joel Embiid down low? Will he take it some spots down there? Sure. But I also don't want him banging down low, not at this point in his career, because he's, while putting on 25 pounds of muscle this offseason, still a slender guy. You get beat up playing down low. I need him fresh and healthy. The Sohan injury has been a very hot topic within Spurs discussions because of what he's shown so far this season. And earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, Rob and AJ both talked about what the impact is going to be when you lose a Jeremy Sohan.
Spurs take a hit. Jeremy Sohan, the word is out now on the injury. We knew he was hurt. We didn't know for how long or how severe it was, but looks like a broken left thumb, will require surgery.
Can he still grab a rebound and defend?
It sounds like no, not for a little while. What's the fallout from this? Is this
the defense is going to take a
seems that
giant hit. Although there are some that argue, and to some extent they are correct, that Sohan does tend to clog up some of the offensive movement that'll allow Wemby to move. So I do expect the offense will probably improve, but I don't think it'll improve to the extent that we won't miss the defense.
Yeah, I think so too. I do think it's because the assumption would be that Keldon starts to get those minutes, right?
Well, Keldon better hope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be the step that you do. But, Devin Vassell's due back anytime. We'll see how that plays into it. And then you got to keep that variable of how much is going to be different without Pop sitting on the sidelines.
Right.
I mean, that's just going to be different too. So a lot of variables coming into this week as we face an injury that, quite honestly, I joke. I mean, what's this really going to affect with him? I mean, maybe he'll miss a layup or two, but it's not.
He's already missing those.
The shooting hasn't been there. It's not like he's been an offensive beast. And let's patch that thing up, go grab a couple rebounds, and you just won't get to stand alone out there at that 3-point line. We're not even going to put you out there. We'll just let you do something else.
Hey, there's worse things. You listen. Hey, you don't have to worry about shooting. Don't do that. Don't.
As long as that one hand, and it's his left hand, it's his non-shooting hand, so he can still do those one-hand free throws.
That was a pretty good joke, though. Where he's like, his non-shooting hand. Which one?
Which one is that?
It's a good point. No, it's certainly diminishing on the defensive end. That is a real kind of kick in the teeth. But I don't know. It almost feels like, with Vassell coming back, maybe it evens out whenever Vassell does come back. But when are we going to see this team at full strength? That's the question. I don't know. I don't know that we will.
That's the reason why the over-under's at 37. You know what I mean?
And, man, I've had a couple times this year where I've seen something and gone, hey, might be something there.
Well, I don't think there's any reason to look away. I still think there is something there. And this is not a bad time for a guy like Sohan to kind of have to disappear because of what he does on the court, because he's such an absolute glue guy that does disguise some defensive issues, that does disguise some on-ball stuff that we're not very good at. We're going to have somebody step up and guard the best guy on their team, taller than 6'5". There's going to be some things that somebody else is going to have to step in. And the best, and you brought it up, beneficiary of this is Keldon. Keldon's had one good game this year. We played 6, and he's had one where he's not MIA.
Yeah.
I think as just a boost of confidence, whether we think he's long-term, short-term trade bait or not, he needs to find what he is going to be, because obviously what he was, he's not going to be allowed to do anymore. Skinny Keldon is doing different things that he's going to have to do better, primarily defense. And now more than ever, we're going to have to see him earn his minutes and keep himself in the rotation for his defense, because it's going to be the thing that keeps him on the court now.
Yeah. That's what it's going to have to be. So we'll see the Spurs in action tonight against the Houston Rockets.
Dude, can we get done with the Rockets? How many times we got to play these guys?
3 times in the first 7 games?
Like another off-season scrimmage.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Spurs 6.5-point dogs in Houston, total of 214. I'd actually expect to see a higher scoring game just from the fact that Sohan will be out.
Yeah.
It feels like the Rockets will be able to flow a little bit more. The Spurs are probably better offensively with him off the floor. Even though he has put up some numbers, I think it's really been because he just happens to be the body that's warm when Wemby's on the other side of the court. So I could see this game going over.
The Spurs definitely going to be lax defensively. They're going to give up more buckets.
Well, no Pop on the sideline,
Right.
no Sohan. Yeah, the defense might take a back seat for a little while.
We only melted down a 26-point lead the other night. I mean,
yeah, big deal.
So defense
Happens all the time, right?
You figure every other night, maybe this one they'll show.
It happens all the time.
Look, Steph Castle is in the starting lineup, getting the first start of his young NBA career. And I love what he brings defensively. And I'm hoping that he can help to slow down Jalen Green, who is averaging 32.5 points per game tonight. And I'm letting you know right now, I really like Steph Castle. I like him when he plays with Wemby. I liked him coming into the draft process. I was stoked when the Spurs drafted him. And today could be a very, very breakout type of game if he receives the minutes that go along with this start in terms of how much extra is going to be doled out because you've lost 17.5 points a game, because you've lost these shots, because all these other factors with Sohan's absence will lead to other players having to pick up those pieces. The main piece that needs to be picked up is Victor Wembanyama. If you're going to be a superstar, if you're going to be the next greatest player in the NBA, you've got to lift up. And you're the first person that has to do that. Take it upon yourself. Go out and be that superstar tonight. And hopefully you have some guys step up with you and Champagnie knocks down some open shots because you are getting so much attention. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, we'll put a bow in the show. A little bit more Cowboys talk for you, and the Houston Texans may be getting some pieces back that could make a difference on Sunday, and which looked like it was going to be an imminent loss on Sunday Night Football against the Detroit Lions. We'll talk about it next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Spurs Rockets. We'll look back at what happened.
And Bengals Ravens on Thursday Night Football. We start week 10 of the NFL. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ready to kick off your holiday shopping early? Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is here with up to 40% off the best gifts for everyone on your list, even you. Snag $15 cleansers from over 20 brands like Tula and Philosophy, plus $10 minis from brands like MAC and Urban Decay that deliver big joy in little packages. And don't miss 40% off select YSL and Armani fragrances. New offers drop every week, so head to Ulta Beauty today. Get all the best gifts, all at Ulta Beauty.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
You've got a Pepto predicament, moviegoer.
Hey, I can hear your stomach grumbling.
Sorry, I ate that entire tub of popcorn with extra butter. You overdid it, and now your movie has turned into a blockbuster bellyache. Undo it with Pepto.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Pepto chewables provide fast 5-symptom relief, so you can focus on the action on the big screen instead of in your stomach. When you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
If fashion is your thing, eBay is it. eBay's where I find all my favorites, from handbags to iconic streetwear, all authenticated. For real. This time, a little Supreme, some Gucci. I even have that vintage Prada on my watch list. That's why eBay's my go-to for all my go-tos. Yeah, eBay, the place for new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion. eBay, things people love.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. Your early morning wake-up call on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me this evening. Be sure to catch AJ and Rob 6 to 10. Of course, Jason and Joe from 2 to 6. And of course, if you missed anything, go sure to check it out at sasportstar.com on our AA Best Bail Bonds audio vault page, or rewind on YouTube. All of our stuff's located there too. For those of y'all watching on YouTube, you can go back, watch any show you want. So just be aware that we are at your fingertips wherever you may be. Some good news for the Texans. Azeez Al-Shaair and Jimmy Ward both back at practice, wearing their red helmets, look really sick. No Nico Collins or Will Anderson at practice today, but sounds like they are getting closer. Aaron Wilson of KPRC2 in Houston says that Collins hasn't had any setbacks with his hamstring injury and still could return from the IR and suit up for Sunday's game against the Lions, even though he wasn't at practice today, which I know offensive line seems to be the massive talking point when it comes to the Houston Texans. Nico Collins can help that. Nico Collins in the quick game, short slants, his ability to find openings, throttle down in zone for CJ Stroud, and the rapport that they have. The offensive line was an issue while he was still healthy, but it wasn't the issue it's turned into since he has left. So screens, short game, quick game, slants, like these things are things that can help take the pressure off of CJ Stroud and that offensive line a little bit, which would help if you get an Azeez Al-Shaair back for this game, along with a Jimmy Ward on the back end, and along with a Will Anderson to be able to rush Jared Goff and also defend against the run. If you're able to get a Nico Collins back to help maybe provide some punch to that offense outside of Joe Mixon, those are things that can help the Texans get back closer to who we thought they might have been before Nico Collins' injury, which took him out earlier this season, and he has missed the last 4 games because of. And hopefully that's something that they can get rectified. Jarrett Patterson looks like he is clearing the final stages of his concussion. He has been the better playing at guard so far this season and last season, if you go back to that. So Jared Patterson might help to stabilize the interior of the offensive line for CJ Stroud as well. So hopefully some health helps to get things going in the right direction. Same thing goes for the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons is nearing a return. He practiced today, limited fashion. Parsons himself said that he, on his chance to play on Sunday, he feels good about it.
You know, my chances is high, but we're just trying to see how the practice week go, see where the temperature's at, seeing what measures we got to take to see how we're going to play this game.
And that's big because the Cowboys need Micah Parsons right now. They have struggled in his absence. They struggled with him there, but having one of the best defensive players in all of football definitely at least adds to your probability of being better. And the Cowboys definitely are going to need it now with no Dak Prescott behind them. Guys, I appreciate all y'all riding along with me tonight. This has been Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. You can follow me on Instagram, X, at I am Pledger. Follow the station at SA Sports Star. Like, subscribe, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We are here for you. We'll see you tomorrow. Be sure to call and check on your loved ones. You never know what people are going through in life, especially right now at this time of year, and just let them know that you're thinking about them. We'll see y'all tomorrow night here on Extra Innings.
San Antonio Sports Star. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. Settling in after 2 on the road. The Cowboys take on the Philadelphia Eagles at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about you, Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South